Hello and welcome to D-SETI. We're going to talk about all the different Dreamwork sessions that D-SETI offers. We offer a variety of Dreamwork sessions that can lead you through the same process of working with your dreams. So it's really a logistic decision as opposed to a decision as to what type of session you're doing. You'll cover the same ground. All the session offerings begin with a consultation in which we get to know each other and can address any questions you might have. We'll discuss possible paths of Dreamworks that will serve you and your intention. It is important to note that all sessions are online using Zoom. So the consultation is where you'll start. It's a 45-minute conversation. Your purchase of the consultation will include a coupon code that takes the value that you just paid and puts it into a future session. So it really should be a no commitment, no obligation situation. So it's a time for you to share your story, to discuss any questions, and we'll map out paths forward. You'll be invited to share your extraordinary story regarding ET contact, missing time, or whatever else you wish. And we'll discuss how Dreamwork might support you in your journey of exploring that. And then we'll also discuss the basic terms of Dreamwork. We'll talk about the respect for the dreamer as the authority regarding significance of the dream. We'll talk about the respect of the dream as a multidimensional source of meaning. These have implications for what we can say about what we're doing together, meaning this is not historic eyewitness testimony we're enhancing, much rather we are working on a non-dual psycho-spiritual process that is essentially human, but is really important to understand as something that happens between subjectivity and objectivity. We'll talk about how Dreamwork is not therapy or an intervention for mental illness. In fact, we see that ET contact, NHI contact, is actually non-pathological, that it may not actually involve traumatic experience. And therefore, this is not an intervention. This is not therapy. You do not need to be fixed. This is simply a way of engaging in the very human activity of dream interpretation, of dream work, which may have been the fundamental technology that have driven human self-domestication. So this is a very old and very important human activity that is not mental health intervention or therapy whatsoever. And so that's really important to know. Dreamwork regarding missing time and memories is not historic testimony either, and so we'll talk about that. Rather, it must be treated like religious or spiritual testimony, meaning that it's important for you, it's meaningful, you can talk about it to other people, but we can't actually build policies in government based on your testimony of what your experience was, because your ET contact experience, like dreams, respond literally to your worldview, and therefore we have to have a different level of engagement than just historic testimony or as eyewitness testimony. The next type of session D-SETI offers is Dreamwork or Dream Interpretation session. This is a 90-minute conversation. Dream interpretation is likely older than written history, and people seek interpretations for big dreams that you can't ignore. And so dream interpretation involves telling your story and discussing your thoughts and feelings. I may pose questions, we may go through exercises, we may do relaxation or some other thing. But this is just time and space for you to engage with your dream or dreamlike experience in this Dreamwork way. Depth hypnosis is a specific type of hypnotherapy. It comes from the Foundation of the Sacred Stream offers these trainings. The certification is through the Association of Depth Hypnosis Practitioners. It involved training and all sorts of things to get the certification. It involves a consultation and 2 to 3 90-minute sessions. It synthesizes key principles from shamanism, Buddhism, Western hypnotherapy, and transpersonal psychology. It typically involves 3 to 5 90-minute sessions involving conversation hypnosis and shamanic journey work. So it's somewhere between 2 to 5 Usually I sell packages of 2 sessions plus a consultation and an integration conversation as how we work with ET contact experiences in the kind of way that you might think of, the sort of regression style experience. Again, we understand this to be shamanic dream work and not memory enhancement. But this is typically a path of engagement or one of the first engagements. A typical depth hypnosis journey involves an interview or storytelling regarding the intention and your personal history. Then a first trance to connect with your intuition, sources of wisdom, and to build rapport between you and me, you and your unconscious mind. And then finally, it works with intention-driven sessions that really respond to the intention you bring, which may be actually remembering a missing time experience or integrating the new knowledge you have or making contact in some way with those experiences. Another type of session is called the quantum healing session. It involves a consultation and a 3 to 5 hour long session. Beyond quantum healing is a modality that was developed by Candace Craw Goldman, who is a student of Dolores Cannon, who you may be familiar with through the quantum healing hypnosis technique. A BQH session typically involves several steps, which is the crafting of an intention, the induction of trance, building rapport with your intuition, several journey experiences that address the intention, and a question and answer with a source of wisdom. It's a really great way to deep dive actually into ET contact or memories or past life or whatever else you want to. It's a really wonderful and potent way of doing that. We also have the learning meeting, which is a 45-minute conversation. It's time to discuss your learning goals, progress, and process. Each of the paid courses on D-SETI includes a learning meeting. So if you've paid for an e-course, please do schedule the learning meeting so you can get as much out of that as possible. And you may also schedule a learning meeting with me without being enrolled in a D-SETI course. So if you're curious about the work, if you want to ask questions, if you want some book recommendations or anything like that, please just schedule some time with me as a learning meeting. So what is D-SETI? It stands for the Dream Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, or the Dream Studies of Extraterrestrial Intelligence, depending on your perspective. ET contact is a dreamlike experience. Therefore, D-SETI honors the reality of dreams by respecting you, the dreamer, as the final authority regarding the significance of your dream or dreamlike experience, including the ontological significance. Was that missing time episode a dream? Was it real? Or was it both? You get to decide. So D-SETI offers DreamWork sessions and educations through the work of me, Daniel Rekshan. I hold a bachelor's in Western Liberal Arts from St. John's College, a master's degree in East-West Psychology from the California Institute of Integral Studies, certificate of hypnotherapy in depth hypnosis, a Beyond Quantum Healing certification, and I am a PhD student in the Integral Noetic Science program at CIHS. It is really important to note that both ET contact and dream work are triggering, taboo, and projection prone, so please be mindful as you engage with this subject matter. You can learn more or schedule time with me at dseti.org.